Hey fam, I just want to bring up a serious matter that requires a bit of sensitivity. TMZ just reported a couple of minutes ago on their social media platforms that Diddy's lawyers are allegedly about to argue that Cassie and Diddy were mutually abusive. Mutually abusive. And before any of you Diddy apologists, R. Kelly apologists, abuse apologists, get on Beyonce's internet and start writing think pieces and hot takes about, see, she's an abuser too. She's an abuser too. I want you guys to pause and look up the term reactive abuse. If you have been abused by someone for years and you fight back, that is called reactive abuse. It doesn't make you an abuser. It's actually considered a form of self-defense.
Reactive abuse is when someone who experiences gaslighting, manipulation, control for prolonged amount of time, they finally break. They react. The person who has put them through that prolonged suffering then uses that reaction as an opportunity to make themselves look like the victim and the actual person who's been experiencing this to look like the aggressor. Why would they do this? How does this even benefit them? It helps them to be able to shift the blame onto you, manipulate the narrative, and avoid accountability.
And the reason why I feel compelled to nip this in the bud before it catches wildfire is because LA is very small. The industry is very small. I have sat at many tables with many people who know all parties involved who have said things like, well, Cassie isn't the sweetest person in the world. Cassie's not this. Basically trying to act as if because she's not a perfect victim, that somehow she was not victimized. And I work really hard at dinner parties not to cuss people out. But on the internet, I can pop my shit. And on the internet, I need you guys to understand complex PTSD means that you will act out of character when you are scared for your life and constantly walking around dealing with trauma. So be clear. I don't care if there's a video of Cassie throwing every sandal in her shoe closet at Diddy. It still doesn't make anything that he did to her okay, and doesn't make it any less reprehensible. And as usual, I'm going to ask you to pan out, all right? Let's take it out of the realm of Cassie or even celebrity. Every single time a case like this makes headlines, other survivors are watching. So if you're not going to watch your mouth out of fairness to Cassie, watch your mouth for all the other victims who are going to be watching how you talk about her. She doesn't just represent herself. And I'm going to be very, very transparent right now. I was a victim of domestic violence. My first love tried to choke me until I blacked out. And guess what I did? I beat his ass and sent him to the hospital. That was not considered abuse. That was me being a survivor, right? So I know about reactive abuse because I am someone who's had to do it to save my own life. So respectfully, watch your mouth when talking about survivors. Whew. And P.S., because there's always a P.S. and I had to calm down. I was slightly triggered there for a second. When it comes to topics like this in general, it's okay not to have a hot take. It's okay to leave the cultural commentary to people who have some sort of journalistic integrity or at least a little bit of understanding of mental health. Right? Because a lot of you, when it comes to anything around people who've been victimized, particularly women who have been domestically abused by highly favored, rich and powerful men, you sound like assholes. And this is gender neutral. Women sometimes are the biggest offenders of this. So you're going to want to judge her as a pretty girl who was selling some ass and it got too deep for her and now she's biting the hand that feeds her. If you have that opinion, that's fine. It's also probably not going to age well. All right? I'm not going to say I love you this time because I'm a little bit pissed. Bye, y'all.